Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
What do you got this time? What do you got this week?
Yeah, what do you have this week?
No, you're the one who made the
me?
noise.
I just farted.
He
That's
opened
all.
a beer. You made a chicka sound.
I was just farting to live on David's infamy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you not make a sound about opening a beer?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And then a fart at the end.
No. What are you drinking?
Vodka Sprite.
I'm curious, man. We open beers around here.
I didn't see you open one, Ryan.
I know you didn't.
I opened it. It's right.
Oh, you probably opened it,
This way.
8 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm running a little late.
There's an open beer. It's full still. And here's the glass that I've been drinking out of.
Oh, look at you go. You drink your PBR fancy. You drink that blue ribbon right. You make sure it gets poured into a proper glass before you drink it.
Does it deserve a glass?
It's the Julio Jones cup that came from Arby's like some years ago. They're actually really nice glasses.
So, honest question, does PBR deserve a glass?
Yeah, no, this is my preferred way of drinking is to pour it into a pint glass.
Okay.
I feel like anytime you pour a beer, you lose some amount of temperature, and I want to keep my drinks as cold as possible. So I don't like pouring them into glasses. I want to keep them in the cold can or bottle, whatever they come in.
Maybe, but I can. My mouth goes around this, and I can get more liquid into my mouth per swig than I can a can.
Non-scientific, I've found that those aluminum cans make you drink faster because it's so cold.
I guarantee I drink faster out of a cup.
Like those things, I go through them so fast at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm like, how am I already done with the beer?
No, I guarantee a pint glass I will drink faster than any can.
Oh, you're talking about the aluminum bottles? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, those are big, but those are wide. Yeah,
big mouth on them.
They are.
Yeah. It's also, I think it's part of it's the event too. I mean, if you're talking about being at Mercedes-Benz, you're at a sporting event of some form of football, however you refer to it. And yeah, it's just that ambient. And you probably already had several before you got there. So.
And in this case, I'm at an event with the State of Atlanta podcast.
Boom. There you go. Bringing it back.
All right. So Georgia State.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Did anything
beer?
Yeah, let's talk about beer.
Ryan, you got lucky. I really thought I knew what the topic of the episode was going to be this week because I checked this, and last year the basketball conference schedule came out the same week, and so I was like, we're talking about basketball scheduling, and it did not come out. So
are they late, or is it in 2 days? They're going to release
honestly, thank God, because who cares? No, because like truly, who cares? Just win, baby.
You sound like the Sun Belt schedulers. Who cares? We'll throw a bunch of games out there. It doesn't really matter. Nobody cares what order they come in.
You think they do care that they're just screwing us?
They are either inept in their ignorance or they're inept intentionally. So either way, they're inept.
They should just give us a schedule where we travel opposite ends of the conference between Wednesday and Saturday. That's what they should do with us.
Wednesday, yeah. Then go ahead and add ECU to the conference like everybody wants, so it bumps us into the West. So we're having to fly out to Texas State every single year. Yeah,
I would not. I would be very against that.
I would like ECU, but not us in the West.
No, pick someone else.
Well, that's what we've talked about before. You got to get rid of divisions.
Well, maybe you add two, like ECU and somebody else further west.
Even then, I still want to be in a. I want to. Not that I like this conference at all, but I think we should still be playing Troy and South Alabama every season. They're too close to not be playing them. But yet we're having.
So you want to be in the West?
I don't know. I want to play the schools that are within a 6-hour drive from us, and not the ones that are in a 9-hour drive from us.
David, you're being picky.
I
either want to be in the West or you don't want to be in the West. All right, you got to pick one.
I don't want to be in the Sun Belt.
Sun Belt. They're in the West. I mean, and they make sense in the West, right? South Alabama and who else did you say?
Troy.
Who?
Exactly.
I mean, they make sense in the West, though, right?
Just break the Sun Belt into 4 divisions, and then the top teams of each one get out.
So we're the Southeast.
Into a playoff.
I say 3 divisions unless they add a lot of teams. But yeah,
Ooh, 3 divisions, and then the top 2 teams out of those divisions get to face off.
or just do that weird pod scheduling or something like that. Do what the SEC is doing and just pick whoever you want to play. Just like, hey, what matches do we think will be good, and we'll put those on, and then we'll have no Sun Belt scheduling.
We'll
because
never get picked for that.
Yeah, we'd be going out to San Marcos every year.
They'll never pick us for
That's true.
for the. Let's just see what matchups we want.
Let's scratch that idea.
Georgia State gets Texas State and Old Dominion. Those are our pairings. As far away as you can get in the conference, North and West. That's how they would do it.
Old Dominion makes some sense because we have history with them
we do.
in the CAA and all that. So it does make sense. And also, there's the beer thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about the beer thing. Beer thing.
What beer things?
I've tried to say it a couple times now. So
yeah,
go for it, David.
Well, yeah, I noticed just, an hour or two ago, the ODU Monarchist podcast tweeted out that New Realm Brewery, based out of Atlanta, will now be brewing an ODU beer. This hopefully out before this football season. And they already do Georgia Tech's beer, so this is not something they're unfamiliar with doing. And they do have a location in Virginia Beach, so it's not like they went out and just got a.
Is that where ODU is?
Virginia somewhere or something like that. I don't know.
They're just somewhere close to there.
Norfolk,
they're on the coast.
Right? Or
Norfolk. Yeah, Norfolk.
One of them, either of them are JMU's in Norfolk, and the other one's not in Norfolk.
ODU is definitely in Norfolk, and JMU is in West Bumble.
Sharp Williams place.
Not Norfolk.
The middle of nowhere in Virginia.
Not Folk.
It's not even the major highway they're off of. They're off of like some side highway.
Well, that's what going back to talking about the schedule or having to play these teams. I looked at it and adding ODU and James Madison, you fly up there, you still have to drive a good ways to get to your.
You drive to JMU.
It's like 9 hours. It's like a 9 hour drive.
It's not that bad.
I've looked it up on multiple occasions. It's like 9 hours.
No, I'm saying it's not that bad. Just drive it.
JMU's like our Louisiana team. Like, we don't know where it really is. It's somewhere up there.
Exactly.
I don't really want to know. It's somewhere in this nebulous area. The only reason I know where JMU is because
Harrisonburg.
My ex-wife, her dad got married out in the mountains in Virginia somewhere and got us this like nice resort room and all this other stuff. And we went and hung out there for a while. And it was great. But we drove by JMU in the middle of nowhere.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Middle of nowhere. You'll forget it by next time.
Yeah.
Confirmed. We will absolutely forget where it
really maybe forgot now.
Because I feel like we've had this conversation probably 15, 20 episodes ago, and none of us knew the answer then either.
I've had this conversation pretty much anytime I talk about them. Well, if you're going to be purple, you got to be in the middle of nowhere so people can find you.
You got to be hidden. You're like a treasure.
Yeah. They are right off the highway.
Yeah,
that's
totally
convenient.
The stadium's really nice.
Yeah, they're up for like top G5 stadium against ECU or some crap like that on some dumb internet social media poll.
Ooh, ECU's got a nice stadium too, though.
People don't give us enough respect, and I don't understand.
That's a lie. It was JMU. I said JMU. It's Appy State and ECU are up against for.
Well, you guys went there. How was the Appy Stadium? It looks. I mean, they got a track around it.
It's got the mountains in the background and the trees. It's kind of nice. Nice backdrop. It's a little wide.
If you're looking away from the game, like out into the scenery, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's great.
But it's a high school stadium, right?
No.
No, I mean, they had the end zone seats, and those are pretty nice, the club. But I will say they could have moved the field a little bit closer to the home side, demolished their away stands, and not made this gigantic distance between the sideline, the bench, and the field, right? Because they didn't do anything to fix that.
It's quaint. I mean, you only have so much land to build on the side of a mountain, so I guess they did what they could with what they had.
Top of the mountain, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
East Carolina Stadium, though, I mean, have you seen that? That's a nice stadium.
It is a nice stadium.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
They probably won't win because they don't have scenery. But
I got a thing for East Carolina. I think they're cool.
That's because you're a Pirate fan. You like the Pirates.
It's cool. Yeah, no, they're cool. And they've got the big skeleton skull thing with the pirate hat and all that stuff. And they're cool. And purple's cool.
No,
I know you don't like
hard
it,
pass.
but purple's cool.
Hard pass on the purple.
It's a good color, man. It's a good color. There's not enough purple in the world.
I'm the grimace lover over here.
He's a good color. That's what he's got. That's all.
If they don't win, the thing is flawed. How about that?
If who doesn't win?
By they, East Carolina. If they have like an almost NFL-ish stadium for college.
And they get
in the G5.
And they get a ridiculous fan show up or support. They pack that place out.
No matter what, too, when they're not even good.
So really though, like we get disrespected so hard in this because we have kind of a non-traditional stadium, but we had a major league baseball team playing in the stadium for years and it was good enough for them. It's insane that people would knock us because it's like a little bit weird shaped or something. We're not even sharing the stadium, right? It's ours. Our stadium is awesome and it's major league baseball level quality.
Let's face it, there's only one fan base that really makes fun of the stadium.
But we should be on that list.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we were up there. We were listed as, and we lost to whoever because any of these voting things, in social media, they're stupid. It's like who has the biggest fan support, who has the big social media,
who has the biggest fan support online.
Yeah, social media fan support. That's all it really comes down to. Because like, are you gonna go? Am I gonna go out there and try to like vote for Appy State just because they're in the Sun Belt and I want them to beat EC? No, I don't care. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna vote for anybody else but Georgia State. How many people are gonna vote for somebody else? You know.
I want to vote for ECU.
Go do it, man.
I don't even know where it is. So
I don't even.
I probably won't.
Yeah, no, but
we should win. Is what I'm trying to say.
We wanted to talk about the New Realm beer. Like that was something that when we played at Oregon forever ago, that Oregon had their own branded beer, and Becker walked into Charlie Cobb's office the next day and put the beer bottle down on his desk and said, "I want this," or so the story goes. Yet here we are. Years later, we don't have a Georgia State beer. Georgia Tech has got a beer from New Realm. Now, conference opponent ODU has a beer from
an Atlanta-based brewery.
We have Three Taverns, which is our official brewery of Georgia State. At least that's where we that's what we sell in the stadium.
Owned by Southern grads.
No, that's Eventide.
You sure?
Eventide. That's
I think they both.
It is definitely Eventide, but I don't know if it's not.
Eventide is too, but I think the other one has grads from there too.
Oh, really? Of course they do. But
anyhow, it gets worse and worse.
So we need New Realm Atlanta to give us a beer, right?
We need somebody to give us a beer. I don't care who it is.
I think New Realm should have us get a beer, and we should have a competition about how much they can sell of that beer, of whatever the beer is.
That's our tailgate beer only.
It'll be a rivalry. It'll be great.
Oh, to see which school sells more of like their branded beer, like Tech or ODU. Yeah,
us or ODU. I don't care about Tech.
I wonder if the liquor distribution laws up there screwed up like ours, where they wouldn't be able to get it in their stadium. Like
who cares?
We wouldn't be able to.
Who cares?
I don't know why Three Taverns can get their beer in our stadium and New Realm would not be able to.
That's totally their fault, and who cares? We'll sell the beer and we'll win. And if they say it's because of reasons, then F them.
I would want to see the percentage of the Georgia State beer sales that came from us specifically compared.
I'll be like, you're just mad because we won. You're just blaming it on stuff. But like, the fact is we won. So anyway, that's what we should do. We should have a rivalry with two beers with the same brewery.
Okay.
And see who can do the best. We should do a whole trophy and everything.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. Like a keg, like an empty keg or something like that or whatever.
Whatever, man. Yeah, something. It's a
good idea.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
If only somebody at Georgia State would put the effort into getting us a
beer.
A beer.
Some marketing.
Beer.
You guys want to go to New Realm this weekend and talk to them about it? Get the brewmasters on board.
We got a hot sauce, David.
Do we?
How much could it possibly cost to?
We get a vinegar. We got a vinegar sauce. That actually, Tim, that question is something I've been wanting to ask some of my brewery friends. Like, Like how much do they, if they want to do a custom order, of beer, like how many, a pallet, 2 pallet, how many pallets of beer do you is it cost effective for them to make and label, and how much does that cost? It can't be that expensive, right?
Could be.
I don't know. I don't have any idea. I've never done any of that.
No. I drink beer. I just don't know how much it costs to brew the whole thing.
I'll tell you what. I buy a 30-pack for about $22 to $23.
Solid.
It's going to cost more than that.
Yeah. So I do all right.
Are you willing to give up the PBR for a Georgia State beer?
As long as it's not an IPA.
Yeah, I think these kind of beers have got to be an easy drinking beer.
Yeah.
I would so what I would do is, if it was an IPA, I would open it, show everybody, pour it into a glass, and then drink another glass I had pre-prepared of PBR.
What are you gonna do with the IPA?
Just dump it out.
Oh no!
You could hand it out. Give it.
No, I
give it
mean
away.
here, right? If I'm just like sitting here by myself, who am I gonna hand it to?
You could take a sip, right? Just one.
No, it's gross. IPAs are gross. I don't want that.
Which all you got to do is, if you just like sacrifice one can, I'll give you the empty one that I drink. Cut off the top and bottom, cut a slit down the side, and just wrap that can around your other can of beer, so it looks like you've got a random beer.
It's a lot of work. I'll just pour it in a glass, and it's PBR. It'll be fine. Everybody knows my secret now, but nobody will by then because.
Oh wait,
I don't know.
Georgia Tech has 2 New Realm beer.
Son of a bitch.
Can we have a half?
They have Ale of an Engineer, and they're the official New Realm Brewing, the official craft beer of Georgia Tech athletics.
I feel like we were drinking these during the Georgia Tech baseball game, from my limited memory.
Oh no, I feel like we were specifically not drinking them. We're like, no, we don't want to drink that.
I thought at some point we had to. I don't know.
Well, I don't remember. Oh yeah, and they have Hella Vienna Lager. That's what I was trying to remember what the other one was. So the one that I knew they had was the Hella Vienna Lager and Ale of an Engineer. I got to give them credit; those are good names.
What's good. I don't understand the other name.
Because their thing is there a Hell of an Engineer?
No, I got that one. That's the one I understood.
Hell of a Vienna Lager. So Hell of Vienna.
It's just a Vienna Lager.
Vienna Lager.
So they're both the same play on words?
They're going for the same slogan. Yeah. Ale of an Engineer, and yeah. They're both good.
Rough. That's rough.
One of our patrons, I would not drink this, but he made a reference if we had a Light It Blueberry Cider. And I'm like,
gross.
Great name, would never drink it. Like nope. I
could drink one.
I would probably try it, just like by try it, I mean take one sip and then pull a Ryan and pour it out. But yeah, I just like the name, Light It Blueberry Beer or Light It Blueberry Cider. It's a good name.
I don't think I've ever had a blueberry cider.
The Sweetwater Blue. I had Sweetwater Blue in my fridge for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's still there.
No, I finally found somebody who wanted to drink it.
Yeah, at that point, even if you like Sweetwater Blue, it was gonna be bad at that point.
Oh yeah.
No, it was in the fridge.
I hope they were high or something.
That's fine. Probably.
Beer really doesn't last longer than like six to 9 months, even if it's cold.
It was in there for a long time.
Years.
It was gross. Yeah. I tried to give it to people a lot, and they were just like, "No, that's gross." Not because of how long it was in there, but because it was Sweetwater Blue.
I still have some non-alcoholic beer in my beer fridge from when my wife was pregnant with the last kid, and he's over.
O'Doul's.
We had some O'Doul's, and then there was
hop water.
No, it's a
Brewdog.
Untitled Arts.
Right.
Tim knows all the brands.
I do.
Yeah, those Untitled Arts actually they have an IPA. Ryan, they have an IPA non-alcoholic.
A non-alcoholic IPA, so like
it's even worse.
Every bit of joy out of beer.
Triple bitter.
It was like, we're gonna have this terrible tasting thing, and we're not even gonna get you drunk.
It's travesty.
That's what I think about non-alcoholic beer myself. It's like, why would you even do it? Like, I enjoy the taste of beer, but I enjoy the feeling of alcohol a lot more than the taste of beer. So
I've tried them, and I was just like, just give me a regular beer at this point. If I'm gonna drink beer, I'm gonna drink just a regular beer. I don't need a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, if I wanted a non-alcoholic beer, I would drink water.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I've looked in the beer fridge sometimes if I'm running low or whatever. I'm like, do I want just something to drink to have? And I'm like, no.
So I hear something really disgusting. They make hot water. So it's just the hops
and
water.
Sounds horrible.
I mean, those are like real beer people that have to have.
I thought that was called Bud Light.
That actually tastes decent.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer and breweries, since we're kind of on that, Red Brick was supposed to relocate to Underground, and they pulled out of that, or they got kicked out of it, I think, actually, because they didn't start construction.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, pulled out, eh?
Hey. But it's just kind of funny. Like everything fails at Underground with, I guess, the exception of Masquerade's doing well there or something.
Even before it gets started.
Yeah, and this is before they even got started. They just never began construction. So the Underground people were like, no, we actually want something to move in here. We're trying to make it work.
It has been like years, though.
Just like I think I love that we have the convocation center. I love we have the box. But like now that we are not at Sports Arena, they're finally starting to do things with Underground and develop it into something that could have been pre-gaming options. And that's just the GSU way.
What about an arena in Underground?
Oh man, my what was this 10, 15 years ago? My if I win the lottery, my plan was I wanted to buy the old Coke Museum that was there.
Yeah.
And build my own private arena that I would lease to Georgia State for nothing, but then have other events and stuff like that in there. That was my plan, and then hopefully develop Underground as well.
That was a big tall building though. Is it still there?
Yeah.
I think it's still there. Yeah, and I think they're holding on to it. The city's holding on to it for some reason or something like that.
Empty though, right? It's right by the Capitol.
Yeah, I mean it's right there by Underground, by everything. Yeah. And I would have done it too if I ever would have played the lottery. But
if it wasn't for those damn kids,
if I actually played the lottery,
got to play to win. If you played the lottery, you would just lose that money.
Oh, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I was having this conversation with somebody over the weekend. Or I guess it was last night. That's irrelevant to the story. I think about what I would do with my lottery winnings way more than I ever play the lottery. I can't tell you the last time I bought a lottery ticket. I have no idea, but I've thought about driving past those signs, the 900 million, the 600 million, whatever. I'm visualizing how my day is going to go the next day. I think of the whole thing, and then I go home and I never buy a ticket and just never happens.
That's good. You shouldn't. You should put your mind to other things that are more productive.
No, but I'm still putting my mind to it. I put my mind to what I would do.
That's fair.
That is awesome.
We did get a game scheduled. I mean, we don't have the conference schedule, but they scheduled Toccoa Falls again. Got Toccoa Falls to come back down here.
Stop trying to make scheduling a thing. All right.
We passed Toccoa Falls, Tim, on the way up to Appy State. I didn't know it was in Georgia.
We should have visited the campus, checked it out.
Yeah, no, that would have been horrible. You were on the phone the entire time. You were no fun on the car ride.
So I didn't realize there's only 5 people that go to that school.
It was working. No,
that's a Carver Bible you're thinking about. I think.
Yeah, that's true.
But so there was this push. They were wanting us to get rid of the non-Division I games and scheduling, and so obviously playing Toccoa Falls, I'm pretty confident is a non-Division I school. But that gave me an idea.
Does it count against us?
If we, I don't think they're enforcing anything right now. But if we're going to play non-Division I schools, that's a perfect opportunity for them to do a throwback to Sports Arena days and have $1 concessions. If you're non-D1 school, we'll do $1 concessions, and that includes beer at the box.
Yes. I'd be all about that. Can I get 5?
Exactly.
Just call it the Sports Arena Day or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that'd be. People talk about how they don't even want to they don't want to fight downtown traffic. They don't want to come down here and deal with seeing a non-D1 school that, in theory we should win by 20 or 30 or a lot more. So give them a reason to come on there. Come on down and $1 concessions.
I'd be okay if they charged $2 for the beer.
Hey, don't give them any ideas. Tim, we start low.
Yeah, Tim, we start $1. We had a theme.
non-D1, $1 concessions.
$1 a night to whatever. I'm drunk.
I'm good. $1, all the beer you can drink. Can you imagine?
Oh God.
Tim, you're all over the place. You're like $2 a beer, and then you're like $1 for all the beer you can drink. You're like everywhere.
I would be okay with $2, but I was talked down back to $1. So I'm
yeah,
good.
$1 per beer, not $1 for all the beer.
I want
If
$1.
if they do $1 all you can drink, I will pay for every student that shows up to a game. That's
21.
That's 21 or older. That's 21 or older. I will pay for their all you can drink night.
It would be like a never-ending line in the concession stand.
but that means if I do that, then I need to have a dedicated line just for me, so I can make sure to get mine.
We'd have but it'd be a good night at the stadium.
It'd be rowdy. Doors open 2 hours before. Doors open 2 hours beforehand. Get everybody in there. Get them all good and wound up, and they have the game. Yeah.
Let's play Southern with these rules. This will be great.
I love it. Well, they're like a non-D1 school, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It'd be a complete disaster.
They have been surprisingly competitive in basketball with us, to the point where I'm just like, guys, come on. Like, if basketball is where we're competitive, but football, we'd blow them out of the water.
Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly how it works.
We're good at basketball. We're not good at football.
I wasn't going to mention it. I just didn't put it in the notes, but there was on the Sunbelt board, one of the threads, one of the off-season threads was like, what's the one team that you want to beat the most this season? And there were multiple TDS guys that came on there, and they said, for God's sakes, Georgia State. Like, I'm just tired of this. And like, it was so refreshing to see it, because they talk about how, like, they don't care about the game. It's not that big of a deal.
Doesn't matter.
Yep. No. There were guys out there, like, and there were some of the guys that were like, App State first. They want to beat them, but then the others were more realistic, and they're like, I'm just sick of this. Well, I don't understand it. I don't get what's going on. I'm like,
I would get it. I'd be like, look, we lose to Appy every now and again, and that's fine. But like, Georgia State, come on. I get it. I understand. I'm empathetic to that feeling.
I mean, honestly, my first reaction was obviously Trash Down South. That's the team that I want to beat every season. But then I was like, as I read through the other responses and I started thinking about it, really, honestly, this season, the one team I want to beat, the Appy, yeah.
I want to be Appy so bad.
We've already established
so bad.
We've established we're better than the Trash Down South. Yep. And even if we lose this season, we still have the record.
Yeah.
So I think that the one game that would matter the most. I mean, I'm not talking about going 1-11. I'm not saying that that's what happens, but like, if we go, whatever 6-6, but we have that win over Appy, I'm like, all right, that's a good season. We actually,
yep,
yeah. Yeah.
That's a strong win for sure. That is the win that I want the most on the schedule for sure.
Exactly.
Conquered the mountain, right?
Well,
no, we could not say such a thing, but
because it's here this season,
we'd say we broke the back mountain.
Broke the back.
Combo breaker.
Brokeback mountain.
Nice.
I mean, really though, it's bad. But if we beat them and then lost against the Trash Down South, I'm not gonna lie, that would be a terrible conflict in my heart. So
yeah,
it's weird. That's a weird have to pick thing.
Yeah, I don't like having to do those kind of things, but yeah, I really do feel like right now the win that would, if we beat Appy State this year, I'm riding high for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
If we lose to Trash Down South, I can still go back and be like, hey, but we still have the record against you. We were not supposed to beat you for the first 40 years of our existence. So
yeah, but I like beating them anyway.
It is. Oh, it's
and Appy beats us all the time, so it's like I'm kind of used to it.
It just feels right in the world. Yeah, it just feels right. Exactly. It feels right in the world to beat Trash Down South. It feels right in the world to lose to Appy. So it would be great. It would be great to have a little bit of spice in life and beat Appy.
I still have us as a loss to Appy. I know you guys both think this is the year, but
I can still remember when we were in your front yard, David. We're like up on App, and I thought, this is it. We're gonna finally beat them, and then we collapsed at the very end.
We've played them pretty well.
We've been so close. I mean,
we've gotten blown out too, but we have played them well. It's not been completely embarrassing, but
Appy,
yeah,
it's been completely embarrassing. Get out of here.
Well, it's embarrassing that we've never beat them, but we've had some good games with them. We've had
some really good games. Was
we've
it
had some bad
21-17
games
or
with
something? I
Nah,
think.
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
It's been embarrassing.
I mean, a loss is a loss is a loss, but we definitely had them. We had them shaking in their weird mountain boots.
Nah,
They're cowboy. Yeah,
I don't think so.
They're goat boots.
Yeah,
Goat boots, guys. Come on, you're just making stuff up. The whole thing you're making up.
Isn't that our podcast?
They weren't shaking in anything. They had us. They have our number. They've figured it out. They didn't have to figure out anything. They just compete against us extremely well, and we're gonna lose this year too.
Oh man, I guess we're not ending the podcast right now on that downer of a note.
So, in positive news, Low Country Radio, which I think they were radio partners last year, will be broadcasting our games, football games.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Is that South Carolina?
I don't really know where they are. I just know that they broadcast our games last year.
Low Country Radio.
Yeah,
That's very South Carolina-ish.
It's in the Low Country somewhere.
I mean, there's a place other than GeorgiaStateSports.com we can listen to the games.
Yeah,
just call Dave.
Yeah, is it still Dave?
It probably is still Dave. Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it always Dave? It's always Dave.
Like, so we can't get on a Zoom call during the games and just like listen to Dave the entire time.
Just have him on.
Then we can talk to him. Hey, Dave, let's talk about this.
Yeah, he's not gonna like that at all.
Shut the f- up. Get out of my ear. I'm hanging up on you.
Oh, we need to do a highlight reel of Dave's calls overlaid by nothing but Kiss music the entire time. Like that's his
Hall of Fame entry.
Whenever his Hall of Fame entry, or whenever he retires. I know we don't talk about him retiring, but whenever that happens, that's what it needs to be. Just Kiss music and the best of Dave's calls across all the sports. So we'll get to get John Weaver on that.
I don't know how to do that, but I'm in to support it, cheer it on, pay some money.
Yeah, contribute. There's gotta be
whatever it takes. That's amazing.
He should call our games with Kiss music in the background.
I mean, we could just make that too. We could download the whole game and just play Kiss music behind it, and then to release that and be like, "This is Dave's version."
Oh, and with the new AI tools, can we get it where we like have like videos of like Gene Simmons singing, but we just overlaid Dave's voice calling the game? Like he comes out on stage, his tongue sticking out, whatever, and he's like, "Darren Granger to Tucker Gregg, 25 yards." I don't sound like Dave at all.
No, you're not good at it. You sound like Dave, but not
in a roundabout way.
Yeah, the wrong Dave. There's a lot.
The wrong Dave. Yeah,
there's a lot of.
You sound like wrong Dave.
What else we got going on in Georgia State sports?
Let's see.
Beer was the big thing. I mean, that was the big thing we wanted to talk about. Then we started talking about Kiss and all kinds of stuff, man. We've been doing a good job.
And now
off season. What?
Nothing. The football kickoff luncheon. We got a table for that.
Yeah.
Tim will sadly be missing doing that.
How much is that for a table?
I don't know. I didn't pay for it.
Well, are we inviting people to also buy
$250?
No, our table is full. We got
it is.
We got a full table of State of Atlanta people. Of our patrons.
Well, so you guys better join State of Atlanta soon, because that's how you get in on that.
Exactly.
Not only do you get to sit with us, but you get to sit with probably the best athlete on the team.
Yeah, I wonder who we're gonna. So we don't have our real inside man this time.
Granger. Yeah.
Who we had McKnight.
I'm big on Granger.
We had McKnight and Blake Carroll last time at our table. So
yeah, that's true, and that was good. That was nice.
But we lost our inside man, so I don't know what our hookup's going to be like this time. So hopefully we can get some good coach, good player on there. I'm sure we will.
Yeah. Wow. It'll be good.
We'll have a good time no matter what.
We can trade anyway. If we get there and we're like, "Oh man, you kind of suck, man." We'll
get out. You're not sitting at this table.
Our table is under the transfer portal. We're looking for new players and new coaches to eat with today.
I mean, so here's the deal. One table did get Dan Ellington, and we did not get Dan Ellington.
Yeah. Well, so I was talking to Chris about Sibilia before the thing. I was like, hook me up, dude. Like, get us. I want the best of the best. So, and like that was my thing, is I wanted to get
OC.
Yeah,
which is great.
And I think defensive captain. I think Blake Carroll was a defensive captain.
It was a great pick, but I was definitely thinking. I was thinking more like Dan Ellington and maybe even Granger or something like that, or Coach Elliott or something. But
Tucker Gray, you can get him. He was a good one.
It was fun. It was fun.
He's older than I am.
No, he's not.
You can call him Daddy.
No thanks.
I'm looking forward to it. So we're going to miss you, Tim, but it's always a good time. So
it's true. It's good. It's at the stadium and everything. It's the same setup, university area or whatever.
Oh yeah. Cool. They don't have to pay your rent for that, and they use Panther Dining for everything. So
and you can get to go on a tour of the stadium too if you have time.
So get some cheese balls.
If they do it this year, I hope they do it this year, but they should.
I would only imagine they would do that. Yeah.
That's worth the price of admission.
I don't know. You got a new guy in charge of all this kind of stuff. Eli is running a different show. Like honestly, I will say, go to this one. This may be the last time they do this. They're looking really at cost benefit analysis of everything. And are they gaining more supporters? Are they gaining more donations by putting on these events? So maybe. I think that I would definitely say if you want to do it, this one, and I believe the basketball one, hasn't happened since before COVID.
2019, right?
It never came back. But I think they're going to do the basketball tip-off luncheon. I think so this year. Good. But they're not guaranteeing anything going forward for either football or for basketball.
So along with that inside information, we're looking to cut things that maybe aren't providing a return on investment. What are the things we're adding that will provide more of a return on investment?
That's a good question.
I hope we are adding, not just cutting.
No, it is. I mean, I hope so.
Like I said, like there are some planned changes to tailgating, which I think could make for a better tailgating environment.
Return on investment.
Well, it's similar to the luncheon type thing. If you make the tailgating look more fun, people want to be part of it. They want to get onto the bricks. They want to up their donation. They want to bring more people to the games. That's kind of a return on the investment. So we'll see what happens. Nothing that I've heard about has been locked in stone. It was just ideas being floated around. So, but the one thing I got an email from the PAC thing today about the luncheon, and they were talking about free parking, and they were saying on the Brickyard. I'm like, no. It's on the bricks.
The bricks. There are a bunch of bricks, y'all. It's not that hard.
On the bricks.
Who's trying?
What's a Brickyard?
Tailgate area and why?
It sounds like the name of like a pizzeria or something like that.
Where you make bricks.
There's a place up here called the Brickery.
Now
up in Sandy Springs that they closed. That everyone
also 99X
loses their shit over. 99X. Yeah.
On the bricks.
Yeah, it's always on the bricks.
It's the classic Atlanta stuff,
You're gonna show up to go on the tour of the stadium, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, actually, the tours are $10 per person today."
Return on investment.
No, thank you.
Would you like to add that to your package?
No, thank you. I'll just keep drinking over here.
Yeah,
I'll drink way more than the $10. I promise. You want me to go on this tour, so I stop drinking for a little while.
They didn't have booze there though at the luncheon.
Yeah, they did.
Did they? I don't think so.
Oh no, that's where.
No,
I was remembering the spring tour there.
Oh yeah,
with the coaches.
So
everything shut down, and then like just people started wheeling out coolers, and everybody stuck around. Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking they're gonna try to rename it since they put it in freaking quotations.
What rename? What?
The Brickyard.
I actually mentioned to them, like, can we get this as a name? And of course, it was a development guy. So he's kind of like, how much you want to pay for it to be that name? And I'm like, I'm not paying for anything. I'm giving you a cool ass name for you to brand your own thing. You can go find a sponsor that wants to be, 3 taverns on the bricks if you want to do that.
Look, if I find out somebody sponsored the Brickyard, then by all means go for it. But they didn't. I promise.
Agreed.
True.
Agreed. We're reaching a bit here. The only thing I have to talk about, which is not much to talk about until next week, is the Sunbelt Media Days are next week, next Tuesday and Wednesday. So
all the coach speak you can handle.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fluff.
Yeah, I was. I had assumed that we would get press credentials for it because we have press credentials for Georgia State. I guess you got to go through special Sunbelt stuff, so I didn't do it. But I wasn't going to really participate anyways. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do any of that kind of stuff. That's not really our vibe, not really our thing.
It really is just like it's fun, I guess, for like a lot of fans, but I can't get up for it because it is just coach speak, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. Nobody has anything interesting to say, I don't think. It's just the same thing you expect to hear from everybody. If you can only mess it up, right? You can only say the wrong thing.
Yeah. It's a chance to see which coach is better at, not flubbing his words or something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
How are you looking forward to the season, Elliot? I can't wait for the season to start. I mean, come on.
He wouldn't even say that. He wouldn't even say that.
What season? I don't look at the season.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Why are you talking about the season?
It's too soon.
It's Sunbelt Media Days, coach. Come on." You're right though. If anything, if there's anything that comes out of Sunbelt Media Days that makes it onto ESPN or national sports news, it's because it was not good. It was not a positive.
Exactly. That's
like
exactly right.
Like when they had our logo up for Georgia Southern one year. It was one of the COVID years.
It was last year, wasn't it?
Last year? I don't know.
I think they had the Panther head as the backdrop when the Trash Down South coaches were up there. Yeah,
that was in the right direction. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll take that one all day long.
that was great.
Hilarious, indeed. So, all right, that's all I got, guys.
All right, we good. 40 minutes. We did all right.
Not bad at all. Not bad. Yeah. Well, thanks, everybody, for listening. We are going to keep talking a little bit more on Last Call, drinking a little bit more.
I'll be here this time.
And for better or worse, Ryan will be there. You can find that on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It releases on Friday mornings, unless you are a member, in which you get it immediately. Also, access to our private group chat, access to live streams of this episode and the Last Call as well. So please consider subscribing and joining and helping us out, paying our bills. So thanks for everybody for watching, and say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
I said peace. Watching it. I meant listening. It's a podcast.
Listening, watching, peace.
I'm watching you guys. So
calm down.